I have no life. I'm on an org. I have 18k earned and 60k plus PR. I could probably become a tier 1 pro. Yo, what is up, boys? It's Jayth. We're back with episode number 4 of Road to Tier 1 Pro. In today's episode, I'm going to be telling you the number 1 mistake that trios make during trios cash cups, and I'm also going to be giving you guys a rundown of my experience playing EU, NA East, and NA West. Boys, before I get started on the video, I just wanted to say I really do appreciate the positive feedback that I've received on these first 3 videos. If you aren't already, please consider subscribing. I'm going to be making these videos daily, and leave a comment on what video you want to see next. Alrighty, let's get into it. Let's start by talking about the biggest mistake that trios make in trio cash cups. Do you ever feel like you start your tournament and you go for that high kill first game, and then the whole tournament goes by and you still haven't gotten that game and you feel like you've been chasing it the entire time? That is the most common mistake I see that trios make, and I even am guilty of doing it myself sometimes. Today on East, we chased a W key game for pretty much 8 out of our 10 games, and it completely ruined our tournament. The reason why this doesn't work is because when pros drop high kill first games, they're in points with 0 player lobbies. If you can't get your high kill pop off game the very first game, then chances are it's going to be a lot harder to get it the second game or even the third game. The reason is that first game you probably died with at least 3 to 6 kills and 1 placement point. Let's say this puts you at 7 points. The next lobby you get into, every single player that is in your lobby is going to be players that were going for those high kill games and failed just like you did with 7 points. This is going to make it almost nearly impossible to drop a 30 or, a high 20 kill game. Of course, unless you're a player like Day or Miro or, a tier 1 pro typically. But Jayth, if we don't have our first high kill W key game, how will we ever catch up to the pros that dropped 40 bombs? That's a great question, honestly. And the answer is, have you ever looked at a match history that had almost every game top 5 and they didn't place well? Especially in this Cash Cups format, placement is everything. If you can just focus on the goal of winning every single game you play, you will catch back up to these players. As those players drop the high kill wins, they're going to get in sweatier lobbies. They're not going to have perfect games. And if they do, then yeah, that's because they're just the best and they deserve to win. They had a perfect tournament then. But to play catch up and try to chase that 20 bomb for your next 8 games or, even 4 games, it's not worth it at all. By any means, I'm not saying that, hey man, you should just win every game. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that playing safe, playing endgame, and getting a 7 kill win is a lot better than dying 3 games in a row attempting to get a 20 bomb or a 30 bomb even once you've already lost your first game. Just play placement. I cannot stress this enough. Take a piece of paper, grab a marker, and write play placement. Put it above your monitor. It'll remind you every tournament that when you think of W keying or taking a mid-game fight, just don't do it. If you can your first game, then sure. After your first game, stop. Do not take mid-game fights. Fight off spawn, and do not fight unless it's a 2v3, if you get a headshot snipe, or maybe if you have like 6 stinkfish or something. Besides that, do not take mid-game fights. It will save your tournament. If you're constantly doing bad when you play for endgame, you're not going for kills, you're constantly playing for endgame, and you're getting 7th places, not enough points, and not enough kills. The way to fix that is to keep losing until you start winning. Going for mid-game fights will not win you the tournament. Getting better at endgame will. It's better to sacrifice one tournament and really learn from your mistakes, learn how to play endgame, so that next time you're better at it. The best way to learn from your mistakes is to review your games with your team. Go into replay mode and watch each game back, and then go into replay mode and watch the first place team or any team in top 5. Compare what they're doing to what you're doing. Study them. Study their games like it's school. Take notes. If you want it that bad, you'll figure out what they're doing that you're not, and you just have to copy it. Jack, Acorn, and Slacks have won like the past 5 tournaments together. How many times have you watched over their games? Are you really trying to improve? Go watch them. They're nuts. They're winning every tournament. Go study them. Find out what they're doing that you're not doing. To wrap up that segment, let's just talk about what we talked about throughout the video. First of all, play endgame. Keep playing endgame until you get really good at it. Do not take mid-game fights. Mid-game fights, most of the time, just lead in griefing your own game. The 3 points that you'll get from killing a team is probably not worth the mats you're going to lose or the shields you're going to lose. Secondly, review your games and go review pro games. See what the pros are doing that you're not doing and start copying them. To give you guys a quick summary of how my trio cash cups went, I played EU this morning and I died to absolute bullshit EU high ping stuff the whole time, and honestly it just got me really tired and kind of frustrated. I don't think I'm going to play the EU games anymore because I feel like playing for 12 hours straight gets me a lot less prepared for East and West, which I have a better chance of doing well in. We played with Ice Eve and Claw for EU, and then we played with Ice Eve and Claw for East. We did really bad on both NA East and EU. So we played with Fope for NA West, me, Fope, and Claw, and we did better for sure, but it was still our first time playing together, and you know, a little bit of high ping stuff. But I'm pretty sure that we're going to scrim with me, Claw, and Fope. Hopefully we do well in scrims, and hopefully that becomes the FNCS trio. I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope you guys learned something from it. Please leave a like, a comment, a sub, all that good stuff. Let me know what I should do to make these videos better for you guys. I really just want to make sure I'm helping out everyone the best that I can. And have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Shoot me, I'm in a two-seat, and before I speak about it, rather grab a loose leaf. 30 clip, but a dip if I'm in a hoopty. And we spin the hot block with a mini Uzi. Had to send a couple shots, I've been acting bougie. All of a sudden, all these stars let me in they Gucci. They gon' make they pussy pop, tryna get my blue cheese.